astro forecast for the week of December 27th to January 2nd. We are moving into the new year. This is the last year of 2021, and good riddance, right? Good riddance. And 2021 is leaving with a bang. And I mean, I say good riddance in jest, right? Everything has happened for our opportunity, for the evolution of mankind and the planet, and really seeing things in a new light this year. So even when you think about where you were at the beginning of this year and where you are now, how much has changed? How much are you celebrating? And how much are you sort of saying thank you next, right? Too. So as we start off this week on Tuesday, December 28th, we now have Jupiter moving into Pisces again. Jupiter moved into Pisces at the beginning of March 13th, 2021. And at this time, Jupiter really in Pisces brings up healing, brings up therapy, brings up what are we needing to release and let go of. Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac. It's a water sign and it is very mutable. So Jupiter here is bringing more mutability to the public, more mutability to the collective. So we're feeling sort of like we've got lots of potentials, we've got lots of things on the go, and it can also make us quite sensitive. Now, he retrograded out of Pisces in July 28th, on July 28th, 2021. And now he's going back into Pisces and he'll be here for about another year. So Jupiter spends about a year in each sign. And in Pisces, he's going to really be bringing up healing the collective, one love, devotion, idealism, coming together, unified, spirituality, intuition. So this, for me, I'm quite excited because this is going to be really bringing people out of the dark into the light, helping them with healing, helping them to understand your intuition and what is your intuition nudging you towards? What is it trying to tell you? And especially if you've had a lot of trauma, especially with regards to your intuition, this Jupiter is going to be bringing up healing that so that you can listen to yourself. Because what I know for sure is your intuition and your soul is always speaking to you, and it will speak until you hear it. So there's no not hearing your intuition. Eventually you will hear it. So it's really, are you listening? Right? Are you listening to it? So this is a lot of dreams, a lot of social abundance, optimism, compassion, and a combination of karmic lessons, spirituality. This is a great time for dreams and intuition. We really process what in Pisces through the subconscious. So this will be a time to really pay attention to your dreams in the next year. I know full year, that's a lot, but maybe you start noticing that you're having vivid dreams. If you remember your dream, there is a message there for you to understand it. So pay attention. On the kind of more challenging side of Jupiter in Pisces, it can be escapism. It can feel like we want to just leave, right? Maybe it's drugs, alcohol, addictions of some kind, even medicating through shopping or through spending money frivolously. You know, where are you not sitting with the shadows or the dark side of yourself, and where are you trying to medicate and run away? Right? That's escapism. And so Jupiter here is going to really make us more sensitive. And again, it's this opportunity. Can we move into therapy and help ourselves, or are we running away? And if you're running away, there is going to be heightened sensitivity in the collective. So I think one of the unfortunate things is we're going to see more overdoses because people are more sensitive. And so drugs and alcohol are going to affect us more deeply. And you're thinking, yeah, the whole collective? Yes, the whole collective. It's very interesting. Also be careful with boundaries, right? Pisces is very mutable. Think of water just flows into the cracks and crevices. And so creating energetic boundaries and even, mental boundaries with this is what I will and won't receive will be really, really important. Now, the other thing with Jupiter and Pisces is there's a lot of things with water, right? Pisces is ruled by Neptune, and Neptune is, he's also in Pisces. And Jupiter will conjoin Pisces later in 2022, and that'll be very interesting. Neptune will conjoin Jupiter in Pisces in 2022, and that's going to be a very interesting one. The outer planets conjoin, meaning they're sort of sitting at the same degree in the zodiac. Those are really important kind of turns in the evolution of society. They kick off events. Now, Jupiter in Pisces with Neptune in Pisces, this is going to be about water. So a lot of flooding, a lot of excess water. This year we saw that, was it called the atmospheric river or something like that, that came in and kind of hit BC really deeply, hit California too, a lot of rains. There was this, massive kind of weather systems moving up through the eastern seaboard as well, bringing tornadoes and all that kind of stuff and flooding. So there's going to be more flooding in this year. And that's going to be as a result of Jupiter in Pisces. Happens every 12 years, which is really interesting when you start to look back at the history of this. So making sure your pipes are good. There's going to be a Neptune transit, a Jupiter transit through Pisces in Neptune, or doing something with your Piscean planets, you might notice that you will have water issues this year too. So just something to think about. On this day, on Tuesday, December 28th, we also have Mars in conjunct to Uranus. Now, in conjunct is like a paradox, a riddle. It's difficult to integrate. We need an adjustment. And so Mars is in Sagittarius, this energy of like, let's go, let's get things done, optimism. We just need to go somewhere and do something. And Uranus is rebellion and freedom. And so these two planets together, Mars in Sagittarius, is also letting me know that there's going to be a big time with Jupiter in Pisces as well, healing and rise of the variant. So there's going to be more spread, unfortunately, over Christmas. People are kind of traveling and being with family, and we're going to start to see numbers in the hospitals rising this week. That's my prediction. I hope that I am wrong. I really do, but it's going to start to see these numbers rise in our hospitals. And we want freedom. We're not happy with what we get. Mars wants to be free to explore and to adventure and to leave this country. All right. Sagittarius is the sign of sort of travel, long distance travel, moving, far off lands, having cross-cultural experiences. And being in conjunct to Uranus, it's like we want to be free, but we can't. Uranus is a sign of rebellion, eccentricity, God of chaos. It's evolution, and we want to move, but we can't. So there can be a lot of frustration in the collective, especially as New Year's plans might be getting canceled, or restrictions might be coming back again, which is what this is indicating. Wednesday, December 29th, we are entering Mercury Shadow on this day, meaning that any day after this day up to January 14th, we are going to be going over anything that we are thinking, communicating, writing down, signing contracts for, agreeing to, any kind of things that we have said we will be held accountable for. So being very careful with what you promise, your New Year's resolution, any gossip, anything you tell anybody, this is going to come back now. So being really aware of this. And Mercury is going to start off in Capricorn, and then it's going to kind of retrograde back into Aquarius. So this is really about the promises that we make to others and ourselves, right? And how are we living up to those expectations and our promises? So on this day of Wednesday, December 29th, we have Mercury conjoining Venus, and Venus is retrograde. So this is about, what are we feeling about our value? What are we thinking about our values? Feeling is the moon, thinking is Mercury. So are we putting structures in place in our life to support the values that we have, right? So let's say you want to be out of debt. Are you supporting that with proper banking? Are you supporting that with proper budgeting, right? Are you supporting that with telling people, listen, I can't go out to eat all the time, or I can't skip the dishes or whatever, because I'm trying to save my money and pay down these things. So is what you are saying and doing, Mercury, in conjunction or congruent with your values? Because Venus is going to come back around to conjoin Mercury again when she is direct, and it's going to be like, did you live up to what you said? Interesting that this is happening during Mercury Shadow now. So interesting is thinking about what is not working and why, and what are we actioning to change that. And then it's also our motivation. Mars is sextile to Saturn on this day, and this is again about motivation to get your to-do list done, cleaning your house, helping the community. And this, again, with Mars in Sagittarius is the rise of the variant, and Saturn is about community. So this is going to be asking us to do the things that need to be done to make sure that community resources are being managed properly. Interesting. Like, you can't make this stuff up. This is, being recorded a week in advance. So actually more than a week in advance. So it'll be interesting to see how much of this kind of comes to fruition, as the astrology says. This is also a low energy day, right? There's just some things here being, pulling the moon that it just might not feel like you're very motivated on the 29th. But with Mars sextile to Saturn, there could be some motivation to clean things up and clear out the clutter, but not a whole lot, I don't think. Thursday, December 30th, this is an intense day. This is Mercury coming to sit next to Pluto. And so Pluto is death, rebirth, and transformation, nice and light, right? And Mercury is our mind, and he's in Capricorn. So this is about structure. Are you taking responsibility for your actions? Are you walking the talk, so to speak? And when Mercury comes to sit with Pluto, this is intense thoughts. This is intense conversations. This can be deep healing things that are coming up now, or maybe, things that are being said now need to be said and can be really kind of hurtful or hard to hear. It is also a very intense time in the collective. So there could be a lot of, deep thoughts, research coming to mind now. Lots of people, the research coming to light of what has been going on, maybe with the pandemic. And it can also be a lot of compulsive thoughts and actions, and your thoughts are kind of continuing to sit on that hamster wheel. You can't stop thinking about the thing. So this is a great day to ground into reality, to meditate, to clear your thoughts. And if something keeps kind of rolling around in your head, imagine that thought as like a tether or a balloon that's kind of attached to you, and cut that cord or wrap it in white light and send it on its way. So it's almost an interesting energetic release to that thing, and see how it goes. Try it for yourself. That's what I do when I start to feel these kind of compulsive thoughts come up. I also have a kind of a compulsive tendency to overthink things in my astrology chart. So it's something that I have really worked on for myself, because it doesn't bring me any joy to be thinking things over and over and over again. So I just imagine cutting that cord, sending it on its way, and it goes. And then I go into something else. Maybe I'm listening to music, or I'm writing, or I'm reading a book, or I pull some cards, and I change my mindset. I change the energy of it. So something to try, especially on this day. And Friday, December 31st, the last day of the year. There's no actual aspects this Pluto conjunct to Mercury and still conjunct to Venus retrograde still going to be playing out this week, especially when we go into this new moon in Capricorn on Sunday. So it's still there, but there's no exact things happening on this Friday, which is the 31st. I like to look up the astrology just because I'm curious, what kind of day will everybody have? And it's a really exciting day. There's a lot of excitement, lots of energy, excitement, motivation. There is this need to want to connect. We want to do things, but there is in conjunct to Uranus where we're feeling like restricted. So I think, depending on the part of the world that you're watching this in, I think they're going to be extremely cautious with big parties and get-togethers, and we might see some restrictions or parties changing as a result of that. And that's okay. This is a time to stay open, to stay curious, to stay flexible, especially with this Jupiter in Pisces, and just kind of go with the flow of life and make the party where you're at, right? I just had a client who's going to be kind of single on New Year's Eve, and I've tasked her with creating a party that is now going to be at her house for herself. And she's going to kiss her dog at New Year's. She's going to have champagne for herself. She's going to make chocolate covered strawberries, and she's going to make it special for her. So that is what I'll task you all to do. Wherever you're at, you create the experience you want to have for yourself, right? That's what I'm going to task you with. Saturday, January 1st, the first day of the year, Sun is going to be trining Uranus. What a beautiful aspect for the beginning of the year. This is, we're going to feel excited, effervescent, positive changes. We want to, make resolutions and keep them this year. This is our year to do something exciting for ourselves. Increased intuition, self-discovery and revelations, self-confidence, embracing your unique quirkiness. This is the year to embrace who you are. You want to try something new, you want to try new adventures, and you want to meet extraordinary people. So this is a very interesting experience for today. And on this January 1st day, I also have a workshop for the new moon in Capricorn, and it's a manifestation workshop. So if you want to learn how to manifest with the new moon, the first new moon of the year, highly recommend coming out. It'll be 6:30 to 7:30 Mountain Standard Time in Edmonton, but I'm gonna be doing it on Zoom online, and it's $27 plus GST if you'd like to come. So please do check out that link. I would love to have you there if that feels so aligned for you. And then as we round out this week, Sunday, January 2nd, we have the first new moon of 2022. And of course, it's in Capricorn. Usually it is, because Capricorn is sort of the end of December, beginning of January. So this first new moon, last year it was in 2020, right? It wasn't in 2022. And so, 2021. This year it's actually in 2022. So this is a really wonderful time to set your resolution, to set your intention for what you want the year to feel like. And it doesn't mean it's set in stone. Right. You can change it throughout the year, but this is a really great intention to come into this year with. And it can be, a thing that you want to manifest, but I really like to go with the emotion. What emotion would you like to manifest? A word of the year. This is going to be a really exciting time to pick a word of the year that you want to embody, right? And my word for this year is ease. Oh, how can I have wonderful ease in my life and everything I do? Easy abundance, easy spaciousness, easy support, ease with all the things, right? I want ease in my life because last year was not ease filled. So as we come into this new moon in Capricorn, there's a number of things to note. So Capricorn is a cardinal energy. It starts the season, it starts winter, right? When the sun moves into Capricorn, it's called winter solstice, and it starts the season of winter. And it literally is a rebirth for the Western Hemisphere. We are coming back into the light because it's the darkest day of the year. So as the light is starting to return to the Western side of the Western Hemisphere, it is, the Northern Hemisphere. I keep saying Western because I'm in Western Canada. The Northern Hemisphere, as the sun starts to return to the Northern Hemisphere, the days are starting to get longer. And as we come into this Capricorn energy for the beginning of the year, is where are we claiming our authority? Where are we coming into our gifts and talents that we are going to be shining our light with in this coming year? Right? So this is kind of asking you to claim those gifts and talents now. Well, what are you going to do to embody that purpose in this year? So there's still this Saturn square to Uranus. So Saturn is the old breaking up the new, breaking up the old to make room for the new. And, it's really bringing awareness to our banking systems, our earth structure, structure of the earth, our environment, and where do we sit in that old versus new? Where are we able to break up the old traditions, create new traditions that still honor the essence of us, but now feel more in alignment with the future that we want? That's that new moon in a nutshell. There's also great ideas coming to light here. Pluto is still with Mercury, and then also with Venus. So there's still this, what do we value? Are your decisions in alignment with your values? So that whole theme of this week is going to be kind of brought to culmination, if you will, with this new moon. We also have the moon and sun are the exact same degree of Capricorn, and they're going to be trining Uranus. So this is this wonderful experiences, great ideas, fantastic intuition. So use your intuitive downloads now to create this plan or this map for 2022 that you want to embody, that you want to do for yourself. And if you want to, pursue your passion and purpose and really figure out what is your soul's purpose, I have a passion and purpose group that's starting at the beginning of January. I would love to have you in it if it's something that you so feel called to, or if you want to know more about it, just message me and I'll get you more of the information. So that rounds out the last week of December 2021 and the first 2 days of 2022. More to come next week. We definitely have a packed year ahead. We're into a new nodal season where we're now going to be talking more about the banking system and structures of the earth, our environment, nature, cryptocurrency. That's going to be really interesting to come up. And then with Jupiter and Pisces, lots of healing, lots of watery things coming up. Intuition is really big this year. I think more people are going to be stepping into trusting themselves and wanting to learn more about it, which I love, right? I love talking all things intuition. So happy New Year. I'm so excited for you and us. Thank you for being here. I just want to send you a heartfelt thank you for being on my journey this year and watching these videos all the way to the end, maybe if this is where you're at. Thank you, thank you, thank you for your support. I couldn't do what I do if it wasn't for you watching it, because I want to give value, and that's why I do these videos. So if you got value from it and you like these videos, please comment, share, like below. I am so honored that we are on this journey together in this lifetime. Have a magical year ahead, and let's ring in a fantastic 22 ahead. Bye.